Welcome back. So now that we've had each of the parts that we need to get this thermometer working, we have the temperature probe module, we have the module to display the segments, we have the module to separate the data from the temperature probe and get it ready for the segments. Now let's put it all together into a loop so it's constantly changing the temperature. First thing I want to do is show you what I did with the temperature module since we last saw it. Now we're on version 0.04. Most of it is still the same. What I created was this raw temp function, which it basically does the same thing as the temp function, except for it does not display all this other information. It just takes that information and throws it into this variable called our data, and then it returns our data. And then the same thing with raw temp C. It takes the raw data into this our data variable and returns the R data. I reused the same variable because these functions will not be interacting. You can use the same variables within functions. We'll exit out of Nano and we'll take a look at this loop. From the loop, I'm designing this so that you just run this one module, which will go through and we'll import the temp module, the sep digit module, the seg module, and we'll need to import the time module also. From here, so this is things I need to change. So I'm going to Control K. I'm going to cut this value here, and then I am going to put that with the Control U. This will allow every time through the while loop to refresh the data. That was one of the bugs I was having. I didn't realize that I had put that outside the true loop. And also what I will be doing is, instead of using this true, I am going to use the function that I had used in the temp value, where I use the pin value, but I need to set that all up. Go back into the loop, and basically all it's doing is throwing this into the variable X and then getting the sep digit from the raw temp function. We're using the seg.set segment, and we're filling in each of the digits: the 0 the first digit, 1 the second digit, 2 the third digit, and the number 116, which is the value to create the F character. From there, we're just running the temp function just to show it on the serial screen, just to verify that how it's working. Additional problems I was having was the hardware itself. The wires on the probe are a little thin for a breadboard. I'm going to be working on that next to correct that, and then we will be right back with the testing all these functions together. It's been a couple days since the last segment that I showed, so I made a few modifications. First, I took what was in that loop.py file and I created a main.py file. This file will load as soon as the Raspberry Pi Pico is powered up. So in this file, I did play around with the SAT pin. It was working for the most part. The problem is once I stopped it, it didn't restart. So I have this in here for later debugging. That's just there as a note. I'd probably put more comments. I really didn't comment much of this file. Each time through the loop, the first time it will get, initially it'll get the Fahrenheit temperature. Again, break it out to the digits, putting the F at the end with this 116, waiting 30 seconds, and then running it with the Celsius or centigrade temperature, and that will have this 54, which will create the C character. I did have it run this temp which I will actually remove. This was for testing to make sure it was running through each iteration. I'm going to go through and we're going to comment out that line. Then it's going to wait another 30 seconds. For the sake of this video, I am going to change this to 5 seconds. This will allow us not to have to wait a full minute so you can watch it. Basically switch from one version to the other. I did do some testing with this. I did take it outside, had it running for about 24 hours. I did have to power cycle it several times. I believe that's more of an issue with the hardware than the code itself, being that this is still just on a breadboard. Let's go take a look at the hardware and see what's going on. As you can see, the whole board is put together here. Over here I have some alligator clips because the leads for the temperature probe are not thick enough to stay in the breadboard. So I have these flexible leads connected. Eventually I will solder better leads on there to connect to the breadboard. So this is very temperamental. Anytime I move it around, it has issues. Wires touch, wires disconnect. It's good for prototyping. As you can see here, I still have that lead for the pin to reset it, but it's no longer in the code. I have the clock pin. The reset pin I do not have connected to reset the 8-segment display. That is actually this pin right here. That resistor is still I haven't cut that down. Again, because playing around with different items, that pin right there was a pin that I was using to check hooking up to the multimeter while I was doing some troubleshooting that needs to be removed. Let's go power up this. Just going to use a standard battery pack from Micro Center. It's 5.2 amp hours or 5200 milliamp hours. I don't know why batteries insist on using milliamp hours, but let's go ahead and connect it. And we have gibberish on the screen. And now we have a temperature, but with decimal points. And now we have the Celsius. And it's a little bright. That's another thing I would want to work on is correcting the brightness. And now the decimal points are away. Now I could fix that initial garbage that shows up and the decimal points just by running the set seg value and doing it to all zeros for 2 cycles. That should clear out that buffer of garbage characters. But this is working now. As you can see, my office is 80 degrees right now. I have the air conditioner off because of the sounds in the background. Now, what are we going to do from here? I did take this to the park. I will be showing a video somewhat on that and some pictures I took from that. I had to be very careful. I put it in the back seat of my car and had to make sure all the wiring was correct. I couldn't just put it somewhere. Something more permanent. Now, I can't fit everything onto one breadboard. I could stack 2 of these full-size breadboards together, but that would still be a lot of loose wires and stuff. As if you watch the soldering video when I put the Raspberry Pi Pico's pin headers on, I use this perf board. Now this is a single-sided perf board with each individual pin isolated. It does have some outside pads to hook up some other items. And I do have some more 8-segment displays and another Raspberry Pi Pico. I also have more of the HC74 HC595. What I can do with this is I can fit the 4 modules and then I should be able to fit the 4 74 HC595s underneath. Raspberry Pi Pico yet again underneath. Now this is a single-sided perf board, so I would have to mount all the components on this side and then solder it on this side. If it was a double-sided board, I could do both, so I could have, say, the display modules with some type of spacer up higher, and then I could put the HC595s underneath to use the smaller. This size board will work. So what I'm actually thinking is I may actually do that as a live stream, try to wire wrap this board and see what happens. The other projects I have for possible live streams are this little sound LED unit. I have a FM receiver that I can play with, and I also have this oscilloscope. So different projects I can do. Other things, I still have this sensor that we could connect. Even though this is a completed working model, there's other things we can do with that. And then I need to see how I'm gonna power this? Am I going to use a USB power pack? Could I use a solar panel? Could I use a 9-volt battery with voltage regulator? Actually, any of those besides the USB should have a voltage regulator. Can I use AA or AAA battery? There's just a wide array of items that I can use. If you're interested in any of these projects, leave a comment below and let me know what you like. And if you like this content, please make sure you hit the like button. Keep an eye out for the channel. I will be doing more projects. I plan on doing some live streams, but I would definitely like your feedback on what I can do next. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and watch the rest of this playlist on your screen if you've missed any of these projects or any of these modules of this project, and you have a great day.